How did your life? What did your life look like?
First, thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
So nice to meet you. And yeah, I will start that it was so unexpected for me and for my family because we didn't like be into news before that it started, and before war my life was just calmly and carefree, and I studied at school, I studied music, I participated at the Voice of Ukraine before war, so it was so it was so happy time.
It's just the beginning of life and your dream.
Yeah, and I thought it was, my thought was like this in my head. Oh, okay, now it's the right time to start my career, my dreams like coming true. And then like 24th of February, everything like stopped, and it was totally misunderstood for everyone. It was a panic, it was sirens, and we couldn't believe. Really, we couldn't believe, and yeah, it was so strange and horrible for us. We really couldn't understand what's going on.
Do you remember the day, the 24th of February? How was your reaction the moment when you realized the war has started?
Yeah, I remember. We just I had my study at school by distance because of the COVID, and then like everything, like networking and study was stopped, and because of the war, because in all social medias, people talking about this, and we couldn't understand and we couldn't believe, and we didn't know what to do. We just stand in front of a window and see like people run into a bomb shelter, and the sirens, and we really couldn't understand what to do and what's gonna be with us.
So when did you realize, Maria, because you left Ukraine with your mother, when did you realize that you actually have to flee?
It was after 2 weeks of the war. We really didn't want to move. Like, it was so hard decision for us because my family, my dad, my mom, and me were so close to each other. So it was a really hard decision, and we were going to move 3 days, I think, and we just couldn't. We're like packaging our one bag, and we just couldn't. We just look at each other and started crying because we couldn't do this. Yeah, but we moved, and because I think it was more a decision of my parents for sure, because they wanted that we were in a safe place, and they wanted that I have future.
Yeah.
So we made this decision and we moved, and I remembered this moment when we stand in a huge line of people for a train, and it was so sad because like everyone said goodbye to their families and everyone cried.
You eventually got on the train with your mom. Can you tell us about the day when you had to leave your dad? Because he's still in Ukraine, right?
Yeah, right. My dad's still in Ukraine, and my grandmother too. We moved with my mother, and we actually moved at first to Poland because we thought we just go to Poland, just sit for a while, for some couple of weeks. We are waiting when the war is over because we thought that it's gonna over soon, like maximum 1-2 weeks. That's all, but it didn't happen, and we were in Poland, like in such kind of countryside. It's our relatives, friends there, and yeah, and we were there, and but we understood that it's nothing to do for us there, and my aunt actually live here in Sweden, at Stockholm.
Okay.
Yeah, and she asked us all the time, even before war, because the news in here in Europe earlier than in Ukraine about this. And she asked us all the time, like, come to me, I'm waiting for you. You have to come to me because I will help you. And after 10 days, when we realized